All right. We are back at this again, huh? Season 39, War 1. We matched TCN right out the fucking gate. So, no nice, gentle break-in to the new global. We just get tossed right into the fucking fire. So, here we go. Starting out on path 4, I have this Claire and Invisible Woman. They're both global defenders, but I'm going to be taking them after the global is down. We weren't sure how good Kingpin would be against them with the global up, with the glancing. So we decided to do it this way for that reason. And this path in general for Kingpin is amazing. Both these defenders and the nodes are going to put a bunch of debuffs on you. He's going to purify them. He's going to get a bunch of passive furies from the node. He's going to get his overpower, and he's just going to hit like a fucking truck loaded with bridge parts. So these first two fights, not really much to say. You could go in with a Kingpin, just parry 5-hit, and the fight's going to be over. There's nothing really special you have to watch out for, except for maybe this node. Just realize your parries are not going to stick all the time. So, with a long off season and a war like this versus TCN, that obviously makes you nervous because TCN is a really fucking good alliance, and you know that if you make a mistake or you fuck something up, there's probably a 90% chance, maybe 95% chance that it's going to bite you in the ass, and that mistake is going to cost you the war. So I make a small mistake, and it's not going to cost me a death, but it could have. It very easily could have. So when I swapped masteries for defense, I took willpower off. And before I did my fights, I forgot to put willpower back on. And that's kind of important with Kingpin, especially if you're going up against hazard shift nodes, because any of the debuffs he doesn't purify, you aren't taking full damage from them, right? And then on top of that, you have your rage debuffs. So that's a little bit extra willpower healing because it goes based on the amount of unique debuffs that you have on you. So I'm not really going to notice it in this fight, but I am going to notice it in my next fight. What I did notice in this fight is because I have the Sinister synergy, every time he throws a special, it's going to put the power lock debuff on him, and Conflictor's going to eat that and just give him another special from it. And I didn't notice it the first time he threw a special one and got another special one from it. I thought maybe like I had a couple buffs expire at the same exact time or something. But right there, where he threw the special one, he got a special two, I realized what was doing it. And rather than bait the special 2 out, I decided just to push for the special 3. I saw I had an overpower, and I figured it would kill him. If it didn't, I knew I had an invuln, and I could tank the special 3 and then kill him when I got out of it. So, this Doom here. This is the fight that the Sinister synergy was for. And I am going to make, I'd say 2 mistakes. I think it's 2. One, I'm going to throw special 2s in this fight, which is bad because it gives you an unstoppable buff, and obviously that feeds MD, right? And then the second one was the no willpower. So what's going to end up happening is there's going to be 2 separate occasions in this fight where my buffs expiring are going to push him to a special 2. I'm also going to get Doom slapped, actually, because I end up having a shock on me from the node, and well, you know what happens when you're close to Doom and you have a shock and he goes to throw a heavy. It's a bad time. I think it's right here. Yeah, he goes for the heavy right after a combo. I'm like, okay, that was fun, buddy. Thank you. So, special 2 time. He almost gets to a special 3. That would have been very bad. Just going to take it on block. If this was Battlegrounds, I would go for the Dex, but in War, just better safe than sorry. But at this point in the fight, I was definitely a little worried. So there, in the middle of my special 1, my overpower is going to expire, and he gets another special 2. This one, I don't think this one hit as hard as the first one, so I was kind of like, all right, I got this. And just going to finish him off with good old hits, because he's going to throw this special one. It's going to give him aura, and now I can't use the special. So I think what I should have done was stuck to special ones and just managed his power better. Like maybe only thrown my special 2 when he had no power, or when he was power locked. I think that would have been a better approach to it. So last up here, I have this Bishop, and I'm going to be using Warlock. I R4'd him. I'm not sure if I've used him in War before. I really don't remember. So this might be the first time I've used him. It might not be. But I put Suicides on, and I really didn't know how much power he would give back from his special 2 as an R4 with Suicides and boosts. So I went with the 150 and 8 because I figured it was better to undershoot than overshoot. And the plan for this one is in shock phase, I'm just going to maintain my spacing and start building my infection. And then when I get to bleed, that's when I'm going to get all my hits in and get to my special 2. Gonna launch it here, and I was really hoping it would give me 2 bars back, but it didn't. It was like 1.25 bars. So I knew that I was gonna have to go through the cycle again. Now what I should have been doing in this shock phase was hitting his block to remove those passive armors. You don't want to let them get like build up too much, because they will reduce your special damage and your damage overall, but it doesn't really end up being an issue. And he goes down pretty easily. So we do end up winning this one, but this was definitely a very tense war. We ended up dying twice pretty quickly, and then they ended up having a death. So it was 2-1 at that point, and we were like, all right, this is still close. Like, you know, like we can still win this. And then we died 2 more times. 2 of our 4 deaths were to Jessica Jones. New champ. She's gonna fuck people up this season until people learn her. But so it was 4-1, and at that point, I mean, realistically, against an alliance like TCN, you've probably lost. But fortunately for us, on the last half of the map, they started running into some issues, and they dropped a couple deaths, and then it came down to, I think both sides had around 10 or 15 fights left. It was 4-4. And they ended up dropping one right at the end, and we managed to pull out the win. So good luck to TCN for the rest of their season, and thank you for watching.